If there's one thing I've learned about money throughout my life, it's that the difference between the rich and the poor isn't just about how much they earn, but about how they think and how they use their money. Today, I want to share something that can completely change your financial life. Something I learned the hard way when I was younger. I followed the path most people do. I studied hard, got jobs to earn money, and spent my salary on things I thought would make me happy. But no matter how hard I worked, it seemed like I never had enough money. I saw people around me doing the same thing, earning, spending, getting into debt, always waiting for the next paycheck to survive, until one day I asked myself a simple question. If working hard and earning money were the solution, why do so many people stay poor and so few become rich? That's when I realized what my rich dad always told me: it's not about how much you earn, it's about how you spend and invest. Many people believe that if they earn more money, they'll become rich. But if you don't know how to manage the money you have now, earning more will only increase your problems. Have you ever seen lottery winners who go bankrupt just a few years later? Or athletes and celebrities who make millions but end up with nothing? This happens because it's not the money that makes someone rich. It's the mindset and the financial choices, and I discovered this in the most impactful way possible. In just 6 months, my financial life completely changed when I stopped spending money on the wrong things and started focusing on the right things. What did I do? I stopped spending on things that kept me poor and started building a path to wealth. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly the 7 steps I followed. I'm going to teach you how I stopped wasting money, changed my financial mindset, and in just a few months, started to see real growth in my wealth. Are you interested in this topic? If so, comment below with the phrase, "I will be the first trillionaire in my family." Once I see your comment, I'll give it a heart if you'd like to support the channel. Leave a like and subscribe. It takes less than a second and helps the channel a lot. We have plenty of inspiring content coming your way, packed with tips to help you live a more successful and fulfilling life. Now that you've commented and subscribed, if you really want to get out of the rat race, pay attention, because this might be the most valuable information you'll ever hear about money. Let's get started. The first expense I needed to eliminate to change my financial life was liabilities. This might sound simple, but the truth is that most people are trapped in the rat race because they spend what they earn on things that seemed to bring value, but in reality only take money out of their pockets. And I know this because I've been in that situation. When I started earning more money, my first reaction was the same as most people. I bought a new car. After all, I worked hard. I deserved a better car, right? The problem is that as soon as I drove it off the lot, it started to lose value. And not only that, there was insurance, maintenance, and taxes. In a few months, I realized that the car wasn't an asset, it was a liability. It was sucking my money instead of enriching me. The same goes for many other things: houses that are too big for what we need, the latest smartphones, expensive clothes. People buy these things thinking they're improving their lives, but in reality, they're trapping themselves in a financial cage. When I realized this, I decided to make a radical change. I started asking myself, is this purchase going to make me richer or poorer? Is it going to put money in my pocket or take it out? And the answer completely changed the way I spent money. Instead of buying liabilities, I started investing in assets. Instead of a new car financed with a loan, I bought a property that generated income. Instead of spending money on luxuries, I put that money to work. For me, the impact was immediate. My cash flow started to grow, and in a few months, I saw a real difference in my finances. Many people think that getting rich means earning more money, but that's not it. If you earn more and continue spending it wrong, you'll stay trapped. The secret is to cut what drains your money and direct it toward what makes you prosper. And that's a decision only you can make if you want to get out of the rat race. Start observing where your money is going. Ask yourself, am I buying assets or liabilities? Am I investing or just consuming? The answer to these questions can define your financial future. I made this change, and in 6 months I was already seeing results that once seemed impossible. If you want to transform your financial life, start now if you're ready to stop letting liabilities hold you back and start building real wealth. Type this in the comments. I choose assets over liabilities. This is your declaration to focus on growth, make smarter financial choices, and break free from the cycle of unnecessary spending. Just type, I choose assets over liabilities. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step towards smarter money decisions is a step toward true financial independence. The second expense I needed to eliminate was going into debt to look rich. This is one of the most dangerous traps in modern financial life. People don't realize it, but they spend a fortune trying to maintain an image of success, when in reality they're sinking into debt. I fell into this trap when I was younger. I saw people driving luxury cars, living in huge houses, and wearing designer clothes, and I thought that meant being rich. The problem, most of these people weren't really rich, they were just maintaining a financed lifestyle. Society teaches us that having good credit is essential, that financing a house or a car is normal, and that a credit card is a tool for survival. But what nobody tells you is that these debts turn you into a slave to the system. The more you owe, the more you need to work to pay interest and installments. I realized that as long as I continued to go into debt to maintain an appearance of success, I would never build real wealth. I decided to do something few people have the courage to do. I stopped using credit to buy liabilities. Instead of financing a new car, I kept an older model that was paid off. Instead of buying a gigantic house with an expensive mortgage, I looked for investments that could generate income for me to buy a house without compromising my financial freedom. People told me I was crazy. How could someone who wanted to be rich not have a luxury car? How could I not live in the best house in the city? But it was precisely this change that allowed me to advance financially. While others were stuck in debt, I was free to invest. In a few months, I started to see the results. My cash flow improved, my peace of mind increased, and most importantly, my money started to work for me instead of me working to pay off debts. The lesson here is simple. If you need to go into debt to look rich, it means you're not really rich yet. If you want to change your financial life, stop right now. Stop using credit to buy things that don't put money in your pocket. Use debt intelligently to acquire assets that generate income. This change may seem small, but in 6 months, you'll see the difference. The money that used to go to interest and installments will be available for investments, and that's the real difference between those who get rich and those who spend their lives chasing money. If you're ready to stop borrowing to impress others and start building real wealth, type this in the comments. I choose wealth over appearances. This is your declaration to prioritize financial freedom over social pressure, real assets over fake luxury, and smart money moves over debt traps. Just type, I choose wealth over appearances. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step toward true financial independence is a step toward lasting success. The third expense I needed to eliminate was the traditional savings mindset. For years, I was taught that saving money in the bank was the best way to guarantee financial security. My poor dad always said, save for the future, save for emergencies, keep your money safe. And for a while I believed it. I followed the advice, put money in savings and waited. But then I realized something that nobody ever taught me in school. Money sitting still doesn't work for you. It loses value. Inflation erodes purchasing power. If you save $100 today, in a year, it's worth less. 5 years later, much less. Meanwhile, the banks take your money, lend it to other people at high interest rates, and profit from it. You're taught to save while the rich learn to invest. That's when I started observing how real millionaires treat money. They don't let money sit still. they make it grow. So I made a radical decision. I stopped saving like the poor and started investing like the rich. I took the money that was in savings and put it into assets that generated returns. I invested in real estate, stocks, and businesses. What was previously sitting still began to grow, and in a few months, I saw the difference. The money that previously just existed was now working for me, generating passive income. Many people live in fear of investing because they believe it's risky. But here's the truth, not investing is much riskier. Depending on a salary is risky. Trusting that government retirement will be enough is risky. Leaving your money sitting in the bank while inflation destroys it is risky. What's not risky? Learning about investments, acquiring assets that pay you every month, and building sources of income that don't depend on your daily work. If you want to get out of the rat race, you need to change your mindset about money. Ask yourself, are you just saving or are you growing financially? Are you saving money out of fear or are you using it intelligently to build wealth? This change of mindset can completely form your financial life. If you continue thinking like the middle class, always saving without investing, you'll remain in the same place. But if you start investing strategically in 6 months, you can already see the first fruits over time. This decision will make all the difference between just surviving financially and truly prospering. If you're ready to stop letting your money sit still and start making it work for you, type this in the comments. I choose growth over stagnation. This is your commitment to invest wisely, build wealth, and break free from the trap of just saving without multiplying your money. Just type, I choose growth over stagnation. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart because every step toward financial growth is a step toward true prosperity. The fourth expense I needed to eliminate was the dependence on only one source of income. For years, I was told that the key to financial security was to find a good job, work hard, and climb the career ladder. But then I realized something that completely changed my view on money. Having only one source of income is one of the biggest financial risks someone can take. Think about it. If you depend on a single salary, and for some reason you lose that job, what happens? You're in trouble. Your rent, your bills, your lifestyle, everything depends on that single stream of money. Now look at the rich. Have you ever seen a millionaire who depends on only one source of income? They have multiple sources of money coming in all the time, and that's what I decided to do. The problem is that most people settle for the idea of having a single job. They think if I work hard and earn a good salary, I'll be safe. But financial security doesn't come from a salary. It comes from diversification, and that's what I started to look for. My first step was to invest in real estate. I bought a small property and rented it out. The money that previously came only from my work now also came from rent. Then I started to invest in businesses' holdings and stock dividends. Each new stream of income I created made me freer. In a few months, I realized that I no longer depended only on a salary. If one of my investments didn't work out, I would still have others. Most people think that creating multiple sources of income is complicated, but it doesn't have to be. You can start small. You can invest part of your money in something that generates a return. You can start a side business. You can learn new skills to sell in the market. The important thing is not to depend on just one check at the end of the month. If you really want to change your financial life in 6 months, stop relying only on a salary and start creating new ways to earn money. With each new source of income you build, the less you'll depend on your traditional job and the closer you'll be to true financial freedom. That's the secret of the rich. They don't work for money. They make money work for them in various ways. And that's what you also need to do if you're ready to stop relying on just one paycheck and start building multiple income streams. Type this in the comments. I choose multiple streams of income. This is your commitment to create financial security, invest wisely, and make money work for you instead of depending on a single salary. Just type, "I choose multiple streams of income." When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step toward financial independence brings you closer to true freedom. If you've been enjoying the content so far, please click the like button. And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and help us reach 1 million subscribers. We're on our way there. Can I count on your help? If you've already subscribed, comment, "I subscribed." Thank you for doing that. Now that you've commented, let's continue. The fifth expense I needed to eliminate was the belief that school would give me the financial education necessary to get rich. From an early age, we were taught that the path to success involves studying hard, getting good grades, getting a degree, and finding a secure job. But there's a big problem with this. Logic schools don't teach how money really works. They prepare you to be a good employee, not to be financially free. I realized this when, even after years of studying, I still knew nothing about investments, assets, liabilities, cash flow, or building wealth. I learned to solve complex equations and memorize historical dates, but they never taught me how to get out of the rat race. The educational system prepared me to work for someone, not to make money work for me. My rich dad always told me true financial education doesn't come from school, but from real life. That's when I made a decision that changed everything. I stopped depending on traditional education and started educating myself financially on my own. I started reading books about money, watching lectures, and seeking mentors who really had experience in what they taught. I learned about investments, strategies to build wealth, and how to think like an entrepreneur. In a few months, my view on money completely changed. While my friends continued believing they needed more degrees to earn more, I was already applying what I learned and seeing my money grow. This doesn't mean that formal education has no value, but if you want to be financially free, you need to understand that the knowledge that really makes a difference isn't in school books, but in real-world experiences. You need to learn about assets, cash flow, financial leverage, and most importantly, how to make decisions that lead you to financial independence. If you want to change your financial life, start investing in your financial education right now. Read books about investments, learn about entrepreneurship, meet people who have already achieved success, and discover how they think this change of mindset can be the difference between spending your whole life working for others and achieving true financial freedom. The choice is yours. Continue following what school teaches and depending on a job forever, or seek the education that will really make you rich. I made that choice, and in a few months, I was already seeing the results. Now it's up to you to decide if you're ready to take control of your financial education and break free from outdated beliefs about money. Type this in the comments. I choose financial education over blind obedience. And this is your commitment to learn how money truly works, invest in real-world knowledge, and build a future of financial freedom. Just type, "I choose financial education over blind obedience." When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step toward financial wisdom is a step toward lasting success. The sixth expense I needed to eliminate was following financial advice from people who weren't financially successful. For a long time, I listened to friends, family, and even some financial advisors telling me what I should do with my money, but there was a problem. None of them were rich. They told me to save, avoid risks, look for a stable job, and stay away from dangerous investments. But if that was the right way, why were they still trapped in the rat race? That's when I asked myself a simple but powerful question. Am I listening to advice from people who actually have the results I want? If you want to get rich, you need to stop following advice from people who aren't rich. It seems obvious, but most people don't realize this. They listen to their parents telling them to save money in the bank, their friends telling them that investing is risky, or a boss telling them that asking for a raise is the only way to earn more money. But all these people have something in common. They don't have the financial freedom you want. My rich dad taught me to seek guidance only from those who were already where I wanted to be. He said, if you want to learn about money, learn from those who have money. If you want to learn about business, learn from successful entrepreneurs. Never ask for advice about wealth from someone who spends their whole life working for a salary. When I understood this, I completely changed my way of learning. I stopped asking for advice from people who were trapped in the same flawed system. Instead, I started to study millionaires, successful investors, and entrepreneurs who built empires from scratch. I read books, watched lectures, found mentors, and asked questions to those who really had experience. The result was immediate. My financial decisions started to generate much faster and more solid results. If you want to get out of the rat race, stop right now from listening to those who don't have the results you're looking for. This may mean ignoring advice from friends and even family, but it's an essential step to achieving financial freedom. Instead, seek to learn from people who really know what they're doing. Read books about investments, follow successful entrepreneurs, and study how millionaires think and make decisions. This simple adjustment can completely change your financial destiny. In 6 months, you'll already see the difference between following advice from those who don't have money and learning directly from those who have already achieved what you want. So the question is, who are you listening to? If the answer isn't someone financially successful, maybe it's time to change that. Now, if you're ready to stop taking money advice from people who aren't financially free and start learning from true wealth builders, type this in the comments. I choose wisdom over opinions. This is your commitment to seek guidance from those who have real financial success, make smarter money moves, and take control of your financial future. Just type, I choose wisdom over opinions. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step toward learning from the right people is a step toward real financial freedom. The 7th expense I needed to eliminate was thinking like an employee. For years, I was conditioned to believe that the path to financial stability was to find a good job, work hard, and climb the corporate ladder. This mindset was reinforced by teachers, family members, and society in general. But there was a problem. Even the best job still meant trading time for money. As long as I thought like an employee, I would never achieve true financial freedom. My poor dad always said, study hard, get good grades, and find a secure job. But my rich dad said something completely different. If you work for money, you'll always be a slave to it. Money should work for you, not the other way around. That's when I realized the big difference between the rich and the poor. The poor and the middle class think like employees, the rich think like owners. The reality is simple. As long as you're trading hours of work for a salary, your income will have a limit. You may even earn well, but you'll still be selling your time, and time is your most valuable resource. The rich understand this and do everything to build assets that generate money even when they're not working. That's when I made a radical decision. I stopped looking for better jobs and started looking for ways to build businesses and investments. Instead of asking, how can I earn a higher salary? I started asking, how can I create something that generates income without needing my constant time? This simple mindset adjustment changed everything. I started investing in real estate that generated rent. I created passive income streams through investments and business holdings. I wrote books and developed products that continued to pay me long after the initial work. In a few months, I realized that my income no longer depended on a boss, a position, or a company. I had control. If you want to get out of the rat race, you need to stop thinking like an employee. Ask yourself, am I building something that can generate income for me in the future? Or am I just trading my time for money? If your answer is the second option, then you're still on the wrong path. In 6 months, you can start to change this. You can create a small source of extra income, invest in something that pays dividends, or build an asset that continues to generate money without your constant presence. This is the path to financial freedom. The choice is in your hands. You can continue thinking like an employee and work for money for the rest of your life, or you can change your mindset and start building real wealth. I made that change, and it brought me freedom. Now the question is, are you ready to do the same? If you're ready to stop thinking like an employee and start building true financial freedom, type this in the comments. I choose to be an owner, not a worker. This is your commitment to create assets, generate passive income, and make money work for you. Instead of trading time for a paycheck, just type, I choose to be an owner, not a worker. When I see your comment, I'll give it a heart, because every step toward an ownership mindset brings you closer to real wealth. Now that you know the 7 expenses I needed to eliminate to transform my financial life, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect what's preventing you from achieving financial freedom. If you continue spending money on liabilities, accumulating bad debt, following the wrong advice, and relying on a single salary, the outcome will be predictable. You'll continue trapped in the rat race, but if you decide to change your mindset and act differently, you can see a real transformation in your life in just a few months. The reality is that most people spend their whole lives working hard, waiting for a raise, saving money in the bank, and dreaming of a comfortable retirement. But the problem is that this model doesn't work. What separates the rich from the poor isn't luck, inheritance, or a degree. It's financial knowledge applied in practice. And the best part, you have the power to change that. The path to financial freedom starts with small daily decisions, eliminating unnecessary expenses, investing in what really matters, and building income streams that work for you. What will determine your future isn't what you know, but what you do with that knowledge. The choice is in your hands. If this video has added value to your life and you're excited to make the most of it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share your feedback in the comments below, and don't forget to include the phrase, I watched the video till the very end. So give me a heart. When I see your comment, I'll make sure to give you a heart to continue your journey to success. There are 3 important steps you need to take. 1, like this video. 2, subscribe to this channel. 3, turn on the notification bell. By doing this, you'll ensure you never miss out on the life transformative information we share each week for free. Don't miss our future videos where we'll be sharing even more golden nuggets of knowledge. All I ask for is your subscription, and I sincerely appreciate it. Creating quality content for you is our passion, and your support keeps us going strong. If you've enjoyed our content and would like to contribute, consider buying us a coffee. Simply go to the description of this video and click on the Buy Me a Coffee link. To make a donation, your contribution helps us produce more videos, explore new topics, and enhance the overall experience. For you, also, you could become a member of the Real Money team today and unlock exclusive benefits. Choose from Real Money Team 1, Real Money Team 2, or Real Money Team 3 to gain special perks behind the scenes, access, and more. Your support helps us continue creating inspiring and motivational content. Click the link in the video description below to join now and be part of our journey to excellence and financial success. If you enjoyed this video, it's because you understand the importance of improving your financial situation. But you might be wondering, how do you actually achieve financial success and build generational wealth? That's where I can help. I'll guide you through the steps to financial success. For detailed insights, click on the video linked here. Tell us in the comments how this channel has impacted you. We'd love to hear your story. Thank you for tuning in. You are the real money makers, be sure to watch our other videos displayed on your screen now. We love you.